violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Last night in Northeast Philadelphia left 3 people dead and another in critical condition. Police say evidence at the scene shows the victims were targeted. 2 of the victims died at the scene, the 3rd at the hospital.
Already another mass shooting in Philly, okay, of all places. It shows that ever since the new year, things have not actually slowed down in Philadelphia. I mean, when is the community going to get a grip on these super gremlins? On demon time.
They have not yet released any information on potential suspects.
News tonight, a shooting in Northeast Philadelphia leaves 3 people dead and 1 person injured. Hello, I'm Jessica Cartalia. Yuki's off tonight. The story is unfolding right now on the 3300 block of Guilford Street in the Mayfair neighborhood. That's where police say a gunman opened fire around 10 o'clock tonight. Police arrived to find 3 shooting victims. Someone rushed the 4th victim to the hospital, and right now, police are searching for the gunman and a motive.
Seen in Northeast Philadelphia where 3 people are dead. A 4th person is hurt after a shooting in the city's Mayfair neighborhood. Police are now saying they believe those victims were targeted. Waukesha Bailey joins us live from the scene in Mayfair with the very latest. Good morning, Waukesha.
Good morning.
Not Waukesha. They mixed Wakanda with Keisha, bruh. Oh, man.
Jim, just a very intense situation for a lot of these neighbors here in the Mayfair neighborhood. Now, we're told that more than 50 shots were fired out last night, so you can only imagine.
50 shots fired, obviously indiscriminately. 4 people hit, 1 in critical. I mean, guys, when we talk about mass shootings, it always seems like the face of mass shootings are not the real, genuinely usual suspects. This obviously is not going to be talked about by the mainstream media, and it seems like all of the violence pretty much has, gotten cold when it comes to the mainstream media. Now, a story that is circulating that's gaining traction is the BLM protester or whatever who got deleted in LA after acting a damn fool with the police, and he was essentially tased to death. Now that one is definitely making its rounds, but at the end of the day, things are pretty quiet when it comes to the crime in the community.
Imagine a lot of these families may have been winding down, getting ready to go to work, and to hear that someone or people were killed outside of their front door. We're going to go right to that Chopper 3 video just from last night where police were investigating Roland and Guilford Streets right there at the intersection, where we're told that a quadruple shooting just happened before 10 p.m. Monday. Police say more than 50 shots were fired. When the police arrived on the scene, they tell Eyewitness News 2 people were laying on the road dead, and the 3rd person ran into a nearby home. Paramedics transported that 3rd person to Jefferson Torresdale Hospital, where he later died.
Damn.
And someone took a 4th person to Nazareth Hospital, where he's in critical condition.
He's shot in the arm and the abdomen, and he is in critical condition. He's a John Doe at this time. We believe he's a male in his mid-20s. So at this time, we have 4 shot, 3 of them are dead. 2 of them were pronounced dead on the scene.
And family members tell police the victims were together at the mall earlier that day. The police tell us 2 of the victims are John Does and all 4 are in their 20s. Now, police are still looking for the shooter or shooters, and at this time, the motive is still unknown. Reporting from Mayfair, Waukesha Bailey, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
More than 50 shots fired. Unreal. Waukesha, thank you so much for that.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jessica Cartalia.
And I'm Natasha Brown in for Yuki today. First at 5 o'clock, caught on surveillance, an ambush shooting in Mayfair that left 3 men dead and a 4th fighting for his life.
And a warning, this video is difficult to watch. The shooting happened around 10 o'clock on Guilford Street near the Roosevelt Mall. Matt Petrillo live outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters with what he's learned about the victims. Matt?
Jess, police tell us they believe those victims were targeted, but authorities stopped short of explaining why. A security camera captures cars pass by as 4 men walk across the street when a shooter.
And this is what they call a walk down. They walked them down. It's not the same as a drive-by. Yes, they might have pulled up, but they walked down and did what they did, man. It's horrible.
Fires a blast of gunfire at them. We've blurred the video. 3 victims dropped to the ground as a 4th person runs for their life.
What's the point of showing the video if you're going to just blur the whole thing?
Yeah, bang, 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 bang. And I heard what I thought was either fireworks or one big long shot of, I guess, bullets.
Today, we found a bullet hole in the windshield of this car. Shell case markings are scattered all over the road. Police say 50 shots were fired.
Oh, it's horrible. I mean, this was such a wonderful place to live, and it's really getting scary.
Dang, so you heard what she said. She said it was a wonderful place to live, but the super gremlins have destroyed the city. They've destroyed it, man. They destroyed the neighborhood. It's that simple. The super gremlins are on demon time.
Security video also shows what appears to be the gunman's vehicle leave the scene and drive over at least 2 of the victims' bodies. Another victim who ran inside of a home was later pronounced dead.
It was crazy because when I finally did look out the window, one guy was laying on the ground, but he was still moving. Yeah, so it was, I think somebody picked him up and put him in the truck and tried to get him to the hospital.
The 3 men who were killed were 18, 19, and 24 years old.
Dang.
The 4th victim remains in critical condition.
I don't know the people. I don't know if they were from right here or if, you know, it's horrible. I don't know. Something's got to be done.
And at this point, police haven't yet released the identities of those victims. No arrests have been made. Reporting live outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Matt Petrillo, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Matt, thank you so much.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your property.
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more do you want from me?
Yeah, Jackie, we just got to the scene here in Mayfair. We are at the intersection of Roland Avenue and Guilford Street in Mayfair, where those 4 people were shot. We understand that 3 people were killed. 2 people were killed on scene. 1 died in the hospital. The other is in the hospital in critical condition right now. We're still waiting for more information from police about the situation that happened at hand here around 10 o'clock this evening here in the Mayfair section. We don't know any information about the shooter at this point or the circumstances behind the shooting, but back out.
And we might not ever learn information about the shooter. Hopefully the police can apprehend these individuals, but the community's silent. There's no snitch policy in full effect. This is why we're not gaining any traction when it comes to this crime issue, which is, a black issue. It really is. Especially the violent crimes. It's a black issue for sure.
Here live, this comes on the same day Philadelphia police added more police officers to high areas that have hot spots known for gun violence in the city, and they put those officers on the street to try to curb gun violence from happening. On Monday, Philadelphia police launched at least 60 additional officers to patrol neighborhoods seeing the highest amount of gun violence in the city.
We not only expect visibility, but we want people out of their cars. We want people out and engaging.
That was Commissioner Danielle Outlaw back in December outlining the new plan. Police say those officers will target.
And just goes to show that the new plan is not working that well. It's not very effective at all.
The 22nd, 24th, 25th, and 39th police districts, spanning from areas around Germantown through North Philly and over to areas around Kensington. Philadelphia police say those areas alone account for 43% of Philadelphia's gun violence last year. That's nearly half of the 472 people who were shot and killed in 2022. Police hope adding more boots on the ground will help reduce some of the highest homicide rates in Philadelphia history.
Those that come into our community have to have that mindset of being a part of the community.
Leroy Muhammad is with several organizations in Philadelphia fighting the city's gun violence crisis. He believes the additional officers need to be a part of the community, not just patrol it.
Those that are coming into the community have the compassion, understanding of the community and how to maneuver within the community. We're all for it. We welcome that.
So when I talked to police earlier, they told me that the strategy to this is very fluid. So they'll follow the data. Where they'll find problematic areas is where they could move police. Now, again, we are in the Mayfair section of Philadelphia. This is not one of the areas that police had the additional patrol officers, so 60 additional patrol officers in the area of Philadelphia. But, if they do follow the data, they could eventually move patrol officers to this area. But again, we do not know any information about a shooter at this point, a motive behind the shooting. We're still waiting for police. We're expecting them to give us some type of update about this mass shooting. 4 people shot here in Mayfair. 3 people died, 1 person in critical condition. That is the latest.
Damn. So it ended up being 3 people that got deleted. Woo.
From Mayfair, Johnny Archer, NBC 10 News.
New details tonight in a deadly shooting. This was our breaking news last night. 4 people ambushed and shot. 3 of them did not survive. Here's our Jeff Cole.
Simply put, this is an act of startling violence with assassination-style targeted killings.
Wow. And this isn't just an act of violence. This is straight up. I mean, this is terrorism, damn near domestic terrorism. I mean, what can we say as a community when a lot of this activity is not being chastised or condemned? It's actually being enabled.
And the killers waiting for their victims. Circles of chalk where bullet casings fell in a pierced windshield are grim reminders of the overnight violence in Mayfair, killing 3, wounding a 4th in what police say was an attack so brutal it sounds like war.
We know over 50 shots were fired. We found over 50 spent shell casings at the intersection of Roland and Guilford.
Police report it was just before 10 when the 4 victims returning from shopping at a local mall were attacked by 3 shooters carrying .40 caliber firearms. The grisly killings are captured on camera in startling detail, beginning with the victims walking just before they're cut down by repeated gunfire and their bodies driven over by the escaping attackers. Longtime Mayfair resident Michael Williams told his 12-year-old of the killings.
So I told him this morning in the news, this is what happened. And he said, Dad, sooner or later, it's going to be one of us. And I said, don't say that. Hope it's not true. And, the next question is, when are we moving?
2 of the victims, men in their late teens or early 20s, were found dead on the street. A 24-year-old man who lives nearby died at Nazareth Hospital, and another male in his mid-20s is hospitalized in critical condition. In the dark, what looked to be family members openly grieved and picked up scattered items dropped by the victims. Early afternoon, and police walked the neighborhood, offering an ear and leaflets, while the leader of an anti-violence group wondered, aloud, if his efforts mattered.
When you're doing all the hard work and constantly coming out here, dealing with kids and mediations and letting them know that our resources here to end gun violence, and then something like this happens.
Investigators believe a relative of one of the victims was killed in an earlier shooting as the new year opens in Philadelphia with brutal violence. In Northeast Philly, Jeff Cole, Fox 29 News.
Gang violence and other kind